the car or anybody says that, I don't want to say made a no go, that woman, you get, when you pull up,
I think because I have a younger brother, right? Okay. So it was mostly me on top of him. But when he actually now started being on top of me, it was like, okay, let's just call it space. Like, no, like he proper. It was.
Hi, I'm Wachua, the neighborhood expert on all things conflict management, dispute resolution, and healthy dialogue. Today, I'm joined by 3 special guests who are perfectly suited to dissect conflict in this context. This is LTAI Table. Let's meet our guests. Starting from my right.
Hi, my name is Leah Alige. I am a practicing lawyer and I own a construction company.
Please meet you, Leah.
Hi everyone, my name is Jesudam Lola Ladipo. I'm a project manager, photographer, and podcaster.
Hi, Dami.
Hi, my name is Joma Gemunsu, and I'm an actor, film producer, and also a podcaster.
Lovely to meet you all. Thank you all so much for being here. And
You're welcome.
We are going to dive right into it. So my first question is everyone here aware or have you heard of this clear disparity between how men handle conflict and how women handle conflict? Is this something that you guys have heard of?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Especially online.
Mm-hmm.
Like you see how a woman will say something and then like a man just like, oh my gosh, like why would you say that? And he always has his pussy. He always has his pussy and things like that. So there's always a thing where the conflict resolution is very different.
Right. So, Isema, do you think that there's anything specific that comes to mind when you think about like the way women handle conflict and the way men handle conflict, like in terms of that conversation? Is there one particular thing that you think stands out the most as like the idea that people have about it?
Do you mean like when women handle conflicts between themselves, or do you mean between each other? Like,
so you can answer in whichever context, right? So
okay, I think
whatever you've noticed or experienced, one thing.
What I've noticed is that when guys tend to have conflict between themselves, okay,
Mm-hmm.
me and my friend now we fought.
Yeah.
Our disagreements. It literally takes maybe an hour.
Mm-hmm.
We don't talk like this way guys normally do. We don't say anything to each other
Mm-hmm.
for that maybe that hour. Everybody just on
Everyone just minds each other.
just chilling, just boning, not going to say
Yes.
anything to anybody. You might be in the same setting, you might not be in the same setting. And the next time we see each other, you just like have our guy and just start talking like nothing is in. There's no too much. Sometimes like you don't even have to say sorry. Sometimes you might apologize. I'm like, oh my guy, Joe, forget that. But just kind of thing. But most of the time, it's water under the bridge.
Right.
It's moving on. You get
Pretty quickly.
Mm-hmm. But on the other hand, when girls tend to have that whatever rift, they hold them down to longest, and they might just be calm. They don't say, but they just. The resentment towards that person is just like I've slept, I've woken up. Oh my god, I can't remember what we thought about. We're good, we're back to playing FIFA, we're back to going to where I'm meant to go to or doing whatever I'm meant to do, back to full work and stuff.
Yeah.
But you guys, hi. But your hair is like
Yourself. I got you.
like, you understand? It's like, it might even be to the guy too, but we don't too hold it inside. It's like before you know it is out. I'm not saying that for everybody. Some people are different.
There's
in
always
some cases,
an
there's
exception
always yes.
to this.
But I'm saying more generally from what I've experienced.
Okay, so I want to hear what everyone else thinks. But before I ask everyone else, my question now is this like first-hand experience that you've witnessed, or do you think it's just a perception that you have that this is how women handle conflict in their friendships? Or do you have like real life female friends, you've seen them that this is how it is?
Yes.
You've seen
I have sisters.
real life.
I have 4 sisters.
Okay.
I've seen them go with their where this person was their friend for then they're no more friends. What happened? You've not she doesn't but you just know that rift has happened. But we now guys can go for the longest. When they now see each other a long time again, it's still that hi. Everybody just like very who's the more higher person? I don't know, like hi.
Ego type.
You get ego type, exactly.
Yeah.
Then us is like maybe the person did some whatever. You see the person later. You don't even it's not like but it's not saying you're going to be body. No. But we still just but you guys will just you know that this person does not like this person.
You made a really interesting point just now about not even thinking about it as guys. And I want us to put a pin in that and circle back to that. So, Gami, is there anything for you that really stands out in this conversation, like from your own experience or things you've seen, that is a real differentiator between how men manage conflict and how women manage conflict?
I think with men conflicts, it's easier, it's quickly resolved,
Yeah.
but not in detail. That's the way I'll put it. Like,
Okay.
you offended me, I thought about it, I threw it away, I move on. Like, literally in that sequence. And if it's really bad, the thought process will be longer. But after that, when you see the guy again, you'll shake it. Because it's not, I say now you have an idea of the type of person he is. So you have pinned him to a particular level. You pin him to a particular level within yourself. So if there's a public event, you shake him, you won't die. But if it's something real and important, he will never know. That's literally it.
Okay, so then it now becomes like there's levels to it.
Yeah, there's
so
levels.
he's, like, demoted.
So from your guy, it's also acquaintance. It was really, really that simple.
Okay.
But that's basically what girls do at scenes. And there was something he actually mentioned.
From your guy, it's straight to your flight.
No. See, there was something he mentioned, right? He said girls will be friends for like a long time, and then all of a sudden, and that factor is very important because this is somebody you've been friends with for, let's say, 8 years, for 10 years, and then they just do something, and you're like, but you're my friend on this level. This one is even a personal experience. Like, you're my friend on this level, so this is not something I should have expected from you.
Right.
Which is why, like, I don't say your punishment should be severe, but like, that is why, like, this is something somebody else should do to me that you should be like, what's this? But then you're the one doing it to me. I wanted to reply when he was like, oh,
exactly. So thank you, Leah,
because
this is what, like, I thought of when you made that point about you guys, like, men not really thinking about it, right? So I agree with what both of you have said. I also think that that's like the clear disparity, a major thing that we know, that men and women differ in terms of conflict management. But I think that aspect of like thinking about it is what has always personally confused me about men. Because for us women, the friendships we have are so deep. We expose ourselves to each other so deeply. We get so close so fast. Like, your friends are almost always your sisters as well, right? They're like another extension of your family. So when they hurt you, it's just so like, there's no way, I can't imagine having a friend that will hurt me and I'll say, oh, I'm not even thinking about. That's all I can think about. So my question here is, what is it that you think it is about a man's makeup? Is it, nature? Is it nurture? Is it environmental factors? Is it just, do you think it's just DNA, the way men are built? Or do you think it's the environment? Is it upbringing?
I don't even think it's up. To be honest, because if you can say it's general, it's a lot of guys, like you yourself know, a lot of guys, we don't always go into that deep thinking. So I just think it's just the way we're built, because it's like, don't get it twisted. Guys think, the same way you feel like, you have, like what you said before, like you have this friend for a long time and the person does something to you. A lot of us have experienced that stuff. And you be like, oh my God, man, you can't believe of all people, this guy that thought was my brother. Even some people don't, my brother, and I need it to them. But trust me, like, if majority of them will just, after 2 years, they're not thinking about that particular thing again.
Do you think it kind of relates with the fact that, like, most men don't exactly talk about their feelings? I don't know how.
Hey man, it might be.
It's not really.
Yeah, because
I think
that's not.
There might be that angle.
It might be that angle. Very, very true. I might be really.
Like, they're just locking. Like,
it's just like, because to be honest, we have friends that are our guys.
Yeah.
When you say we they see each other every other week. We don't know each other's names. How far?
Every Saturday,
how far? Just hey bro, hey, how far? That guy where they play ball with now. This guy. Someone now say his name. You heard it that day. You never remember it again. Himself, he doesn't know. He's like, hey,
he knows
my G, my G. Just know your face.
Okay.
And you guys will see at a random club. Hey bro, you guys, when people are see you hugging each other, you think, oh my God, I called him because best friend. But just like,
okay, you guys. So thank you for adding that additional layer to this conversation. Now, if we think about what you just said, to me, it's starting to sound like the problem isn't even, or the difference really isn't how men are and how women are. It's more so the kinds of friendships that we have. Because this dynamic you just experienced or just explained now, I don't know. I don't have any female friend like this. And I don't know of any female friends that have friends that were guys, I see you all the time, but I don't know your name. I don't know anything about you. We don't have those kinds of
friends.
Yeah, like, you wouldn't be my friend. I wouldn't even call you my acquaintance. You'd probably just be
I know
a girl,
I know that person.
like somebody that I see around. So what is it that you think is the foundation of those kinds of friendships, right? So friendships where it's not necessarily deep, where maybe we know each other's houses, we know each other's families, but we are cool. We have like a common interest or common ground, what is it that stops you or prevents you from now building that relationship further? So let's say you meet someone at football, you guys already have that common ground of like, we both like football, maybe even support the same team, but it seems like men are very comfortable leaving it there. Like, we don't have to be more than all buddies. But with women, once you have like a common interest, it's like, okay, a building block, and we keep building and building and building on top of that until we're sisters, right? But it seems like men just like
surface level.
Surface level is, you're comfortable with surface level friendships. Would you say that's true?
I'd say it's true to an extent, but then the thing is that over time, I think relationships with men that grow from one interest to another are usually very tight. So if it's just your Saturday basketball guy or your Saturday football guy, if he then crosses to wedding guest invitee or your party friend, or you go to his house to play FIFA, then that's like another extra layer. He's closer to you than and then you would hear, like, on football pitch, obviously there'll be conversations, there'll be things. So they would pick up language and things that you do. And from what you speak on the pitch. So if he now moves to football, from football to then playing FIFA in someone's house, or you guys just meet together and have drinks on a Wednesday or something, that's a new relation. That's like an extra relation. So it's the same way you guys build, but you guys build relationships much faster than guys do.
Yes.
So guys know, okay, this guy, I'm going to see him here on this day. And then if he's not around, then you can reach out like, Alpha, why are you not playing ball? And even you reaching out now is like an avenue to build a new relationship. So it's a slow paced thing. Everybody's always, I mean, guys are always gauging and measuring people. So you're not just going to let any guy into a new layer of yourself.
No,
so just leave him on this line. When you see enough, then you can stretch your hand out and put him up even higher. That's just...
So it sounds like for men, correct me if I'm wrong, you guys wait for the organic opportunities to kind of allow the friendship to escalate. So if another pillar of connection comes up, you take it, but you won't go out of your way to try and create it or look for it. Whereas with us, Aliyah, you can also like back me up if you think this is true. Once we find that first layer, we almost are looking for the next layer. We're like, okay, you like this? Oh, you also like this?
You like my lip gloss. What best
so
friends
that
at
means,
this point?
You know, the conversation with them, like, what kind of makeup do you use? And then we're already looking for more things to kind of
what else do we have in common?
Exactly.
Like, how can we grow this?
Exactly what you said, though.
Is this some
We
type of
literally have a
protection,
friend like that. That is how our relationship actually started. We just played soccer in the same pitch or whatever. We did that for maybe 3 months or 2 months. Every time, just hey, one random day, just like, oh, man, going out to so and so and so. You did now. Cool now, no pay now. Went out that night. Bro, literally just that night. After the time, every day, like, guy, now every time we're out, you guys pull up. From there, guys, 7-8 years now. Means it dies.
So the next invite was like a testing thing.
No, we're not necessarily testing.
I think what they're
just
saying
come
is
out.
just like organically.
It's organic. You might come out now and your vibe.
If he never tells him, if they never have that moment, then that friendship will stay at football. But with us, we're like, oh, come out with me. Like, oh, I met a nice girl. We like the same things. Oh, come with me and my friends. Let's go to this place. Like, we are looking for that connection.
But guys, like in soccer too, they do that invite. Like, guys will go in at them, like, oh, guys, will they go so and so and so. Some people will go, some will not go. But if you don't go there, that's where, like you said, friendship will now build. And you might go too, and the vibe outside there, like,
I'm never going back there again.
This is not my speed. So
I think another thing that also comes up a lot in these kinds of conversations is expectations, right? So I think we've been able to kind of outline some core differences between how men and women establish friendships and relationships. And I find that because of the way that women build so quickly, like you pointed out, Dami, a lot of expectations come up really quickly as well. And I think that expectations can be really core factor in driving conflict. So how would you say, if you agree that expectations influence your relationships and the way that you encounter conflict in male friendships or just as a man in general?
I mean, that's the reason why there's conflict issues, because you think this person will think this way. Because that's literally, okay, I've pulled you to this level within knowing me. So I expect you to know that this type of things won't fly with me. So you've given the person, if you have not mentioned, but the fact that the person has gotten this close, you already have a thought process that
Right.
so this is what you should know this particular type of things about me. And
But do those expectations come up? Do you think they come up early or later down the line?
With guys, I don't know if I can say this generally, but the expectations are usually very base. Is as the situation goes, you have seen. So obviously, I expect you to think that, okay, on football pitch,
if it's like just normal person, don't just do something that is no.
there is no way.
Okay.
Like,
Be cool. Just be cool.
Like that's the basics.
Just
Just be a cool guy.
Yeah.
Like you're here, we're playing ball, everybody's chilling. Nobody's trying to harm anyone. Everybody just wants to have fun, swears, go back home. Like that's it. Or you play, but like for example, now maybe I used to play football Monday nights at 9 p.m. And I tell you, like that was like the ultimate. Everyone's coming. Nobody's talking about emails. Nobody wants to hear anything. Just relax. So it's competitive, but everybody's just there to relax and have fun. And by 11 p.m. they are smack tired, dragging themselves to go and have a shower and sleep. Like that's the expectation. So if we now pull you to a new level, the environment of that thing will determine the expectations you have within your male. But from female expectations, the fact that they drive it that quick, the expectations are also very fast and high. That's why I think that when there's conflict, it is usually as fast as it grew. That's as high as the expectation is going to grow. So the repercussions when the conflict appears is going to be just as hard.
We want to get the balance.
No balance. Just it's that quick.
Okay.
That's a good
point,
point,
actually. Wrong.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I'm not wrong. Yeah, not wrong. Okay, that's very interesting. Where do you guys think those kinds of expectations stem from, though? Like the expectations that women have of their friends. I think, Leah, you should answer this one. Where do you think those expectations come from? Where do we get those ideas that your friend should be your sister? We have all our girl code rules, and I'm sure guys have their own like bro code rules as well. Where do those expectations come from?
I think, I don't know if it's in general, but most of the times, like, girls are usually nice. Most of the times. Not all girls are nice, obviously, but, like, you just expect this girl to be nice. I mean, she already said, like, oh, I really like the perfume you're wearing. She already said she already seems like a regular person. So, I'm going to, like, I don't want to use a yardstick of, so there was this school of thought where it was, like, females should be judges because, like, they're nicer. To give like nicer things like that. So yes, I feel like women are like usually nicer. So because you're nice, I think I should expect that you shouldn't do some things. So when you do these things, it's like maybe my calculations were wrong, and I feel like maybe you should just step back.
So you think expectations come from just your experience of the person?
Yes. Like you should have friends too. So is this how you are to them? Is it just me that's the problem? That's how so I just expect. I think my expectations come from just like you're girl.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say as well. I think that for me, my own expectations come from myself.
Yes,
like my own experience, because I'm like, you're a girl like me. Like a girl. Like, so what? I know what is right. I know what is wrong. I know what I shouldn't do to you in the context of my like friendship, and so you just have those expectations of like, okay, especially when someone has shown you signs that they are normal. So you think that we're on the same level, which is why when they do things that offend you, it's like you're tweaking. It's like why you're stepping like out of the playbook. Like they're like, why are you malfunctioning? What's happening here? Right? Do you guys have any of those like similar experiences in terms of just rules or not? Rules sound so deep.
No, they're not necessarily rules.
Yeah, I think you can say rules actually.
Yeah, they're just like code of conduct. Just common sense. Exactly. Some things you shouldn't just do to your fellow man.
But where does that idea come from?
I don't know. Should I say it's
society,
environment, and the upbringing, and what we just assume. When you're growing up now, even from what we consumed, watching, guys are meant to be like, everybody has their own stick together, this, that. So there's some things you shouldn't just.
So you think that's something that, from your experience growing up, your childhood, is that whole idea of men should stick together? Is that something that you feel like was reiterated a lot as you were growing up? Whether passively or directly,
maybe from TV shows.
Some TV show, basically like the whole bro code things, like
TV shows.
It was just TV shows, to be honest. Just bro code, all them high school stuff. Hey, bro, come on, bro. Bros, man, you're a bro. Now all they were literally saying bro that time. So it was like, man, you have to be bros, innit?
Yeah. I like that. I really
Yeah,
wanted to
yeah.
touch on external experiences and external factors that kind of influence this conversation as well, right? So you've mentioned the things we watch growing up, our upbringing, things we're exposed to, and how all of those things contribute to how men and women experience conflict. Now, another thing that I think ties into that is our society and the roles and the labels that are put on both genders, like the expectations that men are supposed to be like this and women are supposed to be like that. Do you think that those roles and expectations also contribute to why we handle conflict differently?
Yes. Also, okay, like I don't know how to explain it basically, but I understand what you're saying, and I don't know if the example I'm going to give is going to buttress my answer. So like that thing, like when you're driving and like
As a lady.
oh god, and they were just like, oh now woman self, that thing, like so they've already attached. I would like
A behavior,
Yeah, it's like
right?
they already
So-
attached a behavior and an expectation from you that this person reversing has to be a
Has to
woman.
be a
And I know
woman.
that if I drive up front, this is a woman, and you know sometimes now.
What is it?
But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It just because no. Just because something has happened so many times doesn't mean you should now set your foot on it. That yes, like it's always women
it
that
then
make
becomes a
mistakes.
stereotype.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Most of the times I've been hit by a car, it's by males. So I'm not going to go around saying that if somebody hits a car, it was probably a male driver.
Had any sort of like road issue or incident that was involved with the woman. It's always men.
I can contradict to that very nicely.
No, that's fine, but you see but
should allow me.
that's even like what you're saying, our points, right? So as a man, you're having road rage or road incidents with women, and as women, we're having road incidents with men. So it's not like if it was a woman issue.
I think
right?
I should allow him to take this.
No problem. If it was a woman issue, I think all of us women will be the common denominator.
Yes.
But we're showing up both men and women are showing up in both of our experiences, right? So I feel like that creates a much more balanced perspective. If not, it would just be women and women just fighting each other on the road all the time. But I know every show of hands, how many people have seen men physically fighting themselves on the streets of Lagos over road incidents?
It doesn't even have
Road rage is
like
not-
Road rage is a Tuesday
The
morning.
thing is, Monday morning before you reach office.
How many times, very show of hands, how many of you have seen women coming out from the house to fight each other?
woman and woman.
Lagos.
I've not seen this.
I've
before.
never seen that.
Don't worry, it's all good.
You don't drive
It's
as
all
much,
good.
man.
You don't drive as much. You're not on the road
Right,
like
so
that.
you wanted to.
Yeah, I was just saying because I get your point about when they say now woman. The crazy part about that thing is like I won't lie to you, like it's true. At least like 90% of the time that is said once we drive by. See, woman. I apologize. This is all my.
No, but you see,
I've driven for a long
this statistic
time.
that
No,
you
wait.
use
Let me
now
just- and the
is
truth about
just
this
from your heart.
statistics, not from my
It's
heart.
not from.
Let me not lie
Is
to
it
you.
personal or it's
Let me
like
not lie to you. You
general?
just said now. The first thing you said was, I've been on the road.
Okay.
I've
Been on the
driven.
road.
Yeah, let him land.
I've driven. You haven't driven. Trust me.
We ain't flying. I can.
You said when you fly now. I've driven. I've been on the road. I shit you not. Like every time someone in the car or anybody says that, yeah, I don't want to say made no go now woman. You get when you pull up 90% of the time.
You know, another thing is that
Because
you
number
can
one,
even-
when
you
you
can
see,
even
because identify the
from
car.
the mistake.
Because number one, you just see when we see cars that are guys, we don't already know. Say this is a one bus driver, and men know they waste time. Once they just hit each other car, two of them have come down. So before we even get to it, you already know. But when you see the truth is just this. It's not like a big deal. It's just like a lot of. I'm not so great at driving.
How do you?
And the aspect of.
This is
Like the first thing you said, the first
generalization.
thing you said was when you see them reversing, they will say, "Why did you say that?"
No, I just give it like an example, like of a car movement. I just say one example of a car movement. No, I
You didn't even
just
say
parking.
when they turn, when
No,
they,
I just
you
said
didn't
no.
even say park, just-
That
you
was
didn't
a
say-
general contextual
you-
word.
you
I
get
did
what I'm
not
trying to
say
say.
that.
Like, you know the flaws.
You know where the problem is. You
No.
understand? See, I have number one.
Okay.
I've met a lot of I have a lot of female friends. I've actually been in this situation. You're talking of experience, Abby. We've gone to the situation. I've been there. I look. I tap on the window. Let me help you with it. It's not a problem. it's not easy to the reverse. It's stressful.
Okay.
You know what I'm trying to say?
I get
But
you,
when
right?
I
It's your mouth.
this guy will not even give me the chance to. I know how many, just being of a good Samaritan, I know how many ladies' cars I've parked, minus my friend, just off the.
Okay, but okay.
Me no go scratch G-Wagon.
See, no, you know that's the thing, right? See, as we're talking about lived experiences,
Yeah.
right? And a huge part of this conversation that I really want us to touch on is expectations or preconceived notions versus reality. So let's stick with this whole driving analogy or analysis, right? My experience, a lot of the time, I find that even before I start versing, there are already men jumping in front of my car,
Trying to
direct
you.
me.
Oh,
And
God.
people, like, no shade to nobody, but people who have never driven a car in their lives feel like me, who has driven the car at least thus far to get to where you've seen me. I shall left my house. I'm not driving out of my gates. Somehow, my car is not scratched, my bumper is not hanging off. I've sure made it to the front of your gates. And you who's never sat in a car before, you want to start directing me, cut your hand to the left, cut your hand to the right. So my point is, there's already a lot of preconceived notions about women's capacity, women's capabilities, women's flaws. Like, there's so many things that are already projected, even before you see me make my first turn. Before I move my hands, I even already will. You've already gathered around me, 6 people trying to tell one person how to park. Right?
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. See, I won't lie to you.
I was like, go ahead, right outside.
You're right. There's always this preconceived notion. There are girls that can drive way. When I see them whipping, I'm like, I can't even keep up. They're impressive. Like, so they plenty. I'm not going to doubt that.
Yesterday, somebody called me pilot. A man. He came in. I reversed. He came in. He said, "Madam, you be pilot." Thank you. Thank you.
But see now, let me give you that part. The part you just said about all those men coming to before you do this thing. Is in Lagos, Abi?
Yeah.
They won't beg you for money. I'm just giving you that one first. Forget, you see those ones that once they rush you out and they just want to tell you that if you go to like Abuja, where it's not, when you go to all these places where there's not a lot of
It's a geographical issue.
I'm telling you, like Lagos, our population, we're overpopulated, but we have a lot of people here.
Yes.
So like now you go to Lagos, you try to, I say you go to Lagos. When Lagos, right now you want to make a U-turn and that, it's not where they are throwing stones at people's cars and stuff like that. You see what I'm saying? That you won't find stuff like that in ABJ because there's space. There, nobody, you reverse or you reverse, even if you hit the car self, nobody will see
you. Man's nature too, I think. I'm not sure.
Okay, let's bring this back home, you guys. I love this. This driving conversation was a nice segue, but let's take it back to our conversation. Bring it back home. Okay, so we've talked a little bit about like the roles and responsibilities and how that kind of impacts how we manage conflicts across genders. But I want to dig deeper into this now. So I'm thinking, when I say rules, I'm thinking more about the characteristics that are attributed to both genders. So I think in this part of the world, there's kind of the expectation that women are supposed to be softer, women are not supposed to, be too aggressive, and it's more permissible for men to be more erratic, to be louder. Do you guys agree with those kind of like?
Yeah, but I think that's kind of like everywhere, and
it's a worldwide
kind of thing.
I think it's worldwide, but I also think that it's definitely prevalent in Africa.
Yes.
And in Nigeria.
Because everybody's already angry.
Like that expectation or those prescriptions, so to speak, right? So I'm thinking about that, and I'm thinking about this conversation that we're having around conflicts. Leah, for you, have there been any experiences that you've had where you felt like you wanted to react one way, or because of those kind of expectations or prescriptions that by society, you were like,
expectation that I should be nice,
that you should be nicer, or you shouldn't, as a woman, as a lady, you shouldn't really be shouting so much, you shouldn't let get too crazy?
No, I think I've always let it get too crazy. I don't think I've ever been like within the restriction of she's a woman, she should calm down.
Yeah.
No. I don't think I've
And how about for you
actively
guys?
engage them.
Yeah, actively. I love that. Do you ever feel like, okay, maybe sometimes you don't want to, maybe the situation that happens is not that deep for you, but then is there ever a moment where your ego, or you're in the kind of environment and you just feel like, let me just increase the volume?
Yeah, man, I can't lie sometimes. You just guys collect, man. Let's just clear. So people gotta know sometimes. That's why I won't lie. Not every time, most of the time, I'd rather be chill.
Yeah.
But sometimes you just,
What's that?
Because I can ignore it, I can not even say anything and keep it pushing.
But
I won't lie to you, this one's even recently happened to me at the gym.
so what's the but? What's the thing that now makes you be like, I could have let this slide, but because of, let me...
Nah, man, this guy don't really follow me talk like that. That's just what my head just told me.
In English, ego.
Hell, no, exactly.
Okay.
I mean, there's
It was
that.
It was not necessarily ego. It was like because the way he spoke to me was quite rude.
Yes.
So I felt
you
like,
have to assert your.
hell no, man. You can't. It's not. I don't think it was my
need to tell
ego.
you
It
what's
was like
going on.
just
you.
the situation doesn't.
Doesn't.
count for
Yeah.
this.
You're not supposed to
This is
follow me.
borderline
There's no
trying to
because.
step beyond your
You're
place.
here. I think you are now flexing on me, and I'm trying to let you know that it can't happen. Sorry, like you guys check yourself. Give me the respect I'm giving you. So if you don't want that, day your day, I day my day.
Yeah.
Or be by yourself. I be by myself.
There's also the other aspect of, I think there's a subtle, like I go back to driving now, but there's a subtle role of first to change, like in quotes, first to change it for someone. Like
Okay.
if there's an accident, it's the first guy that's flamed up that people will believe
That is not a fault.
That's
Oh
not his
yes,
fault.
first report.
So it's first to impose himself.
Exactly.
So there's that angle of you wanting. So now you want yourself to be the one
Yeah.
ahead. You want yourself to be the one that's spoken to.
Mm-hmm.
That's based on Lagos society.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think it's necessary.
Mm-hmm.
Particularly if you look at it, sometimes it's just too much.
Do you think this rule of first to impose yourself applies in gender, or do you think it's kind of like an everybody thing?
In Lagos, everybody.
It's an everybody thing.
In Lagos, everybody. It's just first to get on top of the matter,
Yeah.
and then assert yourself. So it's a thing of who's going to sit down on the throne first. That's what.
But even that sounds like a very male-dominated energy.
Wanting
It-
to be the
Wanting
loudest
to be the loudest in the room,
Oh,
wanting to
God.
be first to sit on the
It's not
throne.
necessarily about being the loudest in the room.
No,
I think
but
it's
like
the-
in
it's
this
the-
context
it's the-
of like
it's the
first
survival. It's a survival attitude.
you
in
can't
the
son me,
space.
I'll son you first.
It's a survival attitude in space.
Okay.
In Lagos, life is fast paced.
True.
So everyone's always trying to get on top of the next guy. So there's
Okay.
that process. There's that thought process at the back of it. So when you get yourself in situations unknowingly, just to
Back of everybody's mind is like, who carry last?
Sometimes the other person doesn't even
Don't
need to be
agree.
shouting. Like, okay, if you're
Yeah.
angry and I'm quite calm, and then now I'm angry, you're now like, oh, okay, but it's not that deep. Like that type of thing.
That's the one I hate the most.
I hate that.
Because when so,
Because you pushed
trust
me now,
because
oh, now
I'm
you're
trying my
cheating.
best to comport. Then you've done all your raking. Then I start talking. Then someone
Yeah,
comes
now
to
like,
me
ah,
and it's
no,
like,
calm
bro,
down,
calm
calm
down.
down. Jesus.
Another thing again I don't like is like when we were saying about what
Yeah.
stops women from like
Yeah.
making us and stuff.
Yeah.
Is when like now I meet her, we have one altercation randomly, I don't know anywhere, and she flares up and yells all the Okay, I'm cool first. She's still flaring up. You now reach where
use
okay,
that tongue. Did I
shit. I now start to the rake now. Say, ah, guy, calm down. You know, saying a woman. Excuse me?
Dude,
Standards?
you've gotten to where we're going.
Excuse me?
Right. So here's this
You
big
are-
point now, because I feel like those kinds of situations are where this disparity really is highlighted. Right. So when a man and a woman are in a disagreement or in conflict, there are expectations. Like this example, I love this example because it's so like relatable. I feel like everybody has been in this
everybody
kind of
has
situation. Where do you think those, expectations stem from? What influences them? Why is it that I don't know, like if you think when two men are in that kind of position, right, that obviously
Never happened.
never happens. Where it's like,
Dog.
I said maybe one
it's
hits
like
the other. Except-
maybe
No,
maybe
when
maybe
guys
when
are
it starts to
trying to
escalate
express-
into like more
Yes,
physical, then
everyone
people
is not
might
getting
kind of
it.
step in. But when it's guys like with themselves, it's kind of like let them do their thing,
Hash it out.
right? But then once you add in that gender, disparity, and it's now a man and a woman, you're more likely to hear conversations like either to the woman and a man, no follow I'm talk like that, or
It goes both ways, yeah.
yeah. So where do you think that idea comes from? What influences us to have those perspectives? Is it religion? Is it culture? Is it what do you think it
I
is?
think it's all of that.
I was about to just say the
Yeah,
exact same
every
thing. I
single
think
one
about
you
the
mentioned, all
sorry to say,
factors.
but like you know what you just said down about it's the same thing when if we see two girls arguing.
Mm-hmm. You mind your
You know,
business.
like you say, they say this thing, when they put mouth for one
talk.
talk. It's not our business whatsoever. It's the same way you see two guys arguing to
Yeah.
you don't interject.
Never.
But when it now crosses between guys and girls, the guy is expected to be more chilled. The girl is expected to be chilled, but we know women tend to like they have this where they say, oh, women are ways, now then they make noise. That's what they say, like, why shouting, why you crying? Why you cry like a woman? You get that, they tell you that stuff. It's not only women that cry now. Growing up as baby boys, we cried.
I mean,
You get growing up as baby boys, we all
Also
cried
cried.
and cried and cried. Something kind of thing. We cried
Yeah.
well. Boys even probably cried more when we were younger. You get it? But when you reach a certain age, it's like, why they
Those
cry now? You
tears,
get
man.
why they cry a woman? No kind of parole. So it's expectation, like you said, from everything.
Society,
Culture, society,
religion.
coming up, religion.
So
Even
it's,
home like rules
Yeah.
and things.
Back
Your
home
sisters,
rules.
your brother.
When you are small, when you get to the point where you start crying, you're like,
Don't
why
eat
are you
your
crying
sister.
now? Are you
Yes. Your
Be a
siblings
boy,
are
be a
telling
boy,
you why you
be a man,
crying.
you're a man.
Be a man.
You're a man.
Joe, you can take it. Be a man.
Wipe those tears.
Wipe those tears. Why you crying? Yes. So it's like
Yes.
those expectations are already there.
Damn, it sounded like that family.
Well, so
thing
it's
really.
yeah. I mean, because I've seen it. I mean, for myself, I grew up with my brother and 4 of my cousins, all boys. So it's a thing of
No
dog,
weakness.
dog eats dog,
Eats dog.
and vengeance is key. Like you have to get your. I mean, it was until maybe I like turned 8 or 9 that I started letting go of vengeance. If you do me wrong, I will get you back. Best believe it, I can wait 2 weeks.
Patience is
I was
virtue.
I was really petty when I was watching that, and I had there was like a standing rule. If you offend, just wait. He'll get you back. Don't think too far. So it was a given. But so that's like expectation on that side. But at the same time, there are societal rules.
Yeah.
They're just even the constitution has rules.
Just
Like,
there.
it's stated there that if you do this, you spend such amount of time in jail.
Yeah.
If you do this to another gender, you spend such amount of time in jail.
Yeah.
So it's there. That there's just expectations pretty much everywhere you look. So if you are having an intergender case, I would suggest for the guys to just
Walk away.
put under the wing and keep moving.
Walk away because
You will lose in all rounds.
Because you stay there now, you'll be doing it's of it to be. You might not even say anything. You chop slap, boom. You don't hit me.
You can't react.
You can't react. You get what I'm trying to say? Like it's like bro, are you? But like no, not necessarily. I'm just saying like it can escalate to that level. Then
and then your hands are tied.
You still can't do anything at that point.
Yeah.
Because I've seen some things where his hands are like this, and all he's doing is sharing how they see him now, and nobody's literally stopping the person. Just back.
But now if you adjust the shoulder, there are like 15 guys that were paid.
Boom. I'm just like
I don't condone violence.
I hate that. I don't condone violence, but
We
just
don't
like
condone.
don't hit nobody.
Don't just keep your hands
Everybody
to yourself.
Keep your hands to yourself.
Use your mouth.
Even if she's insulting you, bro, walk away. Your legs are
That's
walking.
why I said. The first thing I said was, bro, just walk away.
Dami, you just talked about vengeance and how that was something that kind of really came up in your upbringing in terms of just being around boys. Like, so you basically leaving your household now coming into the world, having other kind of relationships with the opposite gender now, right? So how do you balance that? Because basically the way that your own perspective around conflict from childhood has been formed, that's already in your mind that like, revenge is a dish. How do you say it? This best self-code. So how do you then now say, okay, these are not my brothers, these are not my cousins anymore. This is a girl that maybe I like, or this is a girl that's my friend, or things like that. How do you then balance, also figure out how to now manage conflict in a new way? How did you, navigate that, or how are you navigating that?
So I had to learn.
Yeah.
Like, when I changed spaces, I had to learn.
Yeah.
Because it now became unacceptable because it's intergender. I mean, if it's blood, it's someone. We know how we'll settle these things at the end of the day.
Yeah.
We know how we'll sort ourselves out at home. I mean, you can't beat that last best. You beat me. So
That's what's like happening, man.
that's where we go again. Tomorrow we go again. And let's believe I'm back.
We live to fight another day.
Let's believe I'm back. But
Yeah.
because I remember I had a conversation with my mom growing up, and she just looked at me. She was like, you don't do this thing anymore. I was like, yeah. The director of my secondary school, my primary school at the time, was like, she saw me and I said, Damn, you can't be doing this thing. And I asked her why, because I was a very rebellious kid growing up, and she was like, she then broke it down. I said, I'm like, In my head, I was like, okay, so it's only my brother that can do it too. Like that's where the foundation came out.
Yeah.
Okay, so I can this thing is only between me and my brother.
Acceptable only in this
At this level.
Yeah.
Between my brother and I can drag this thing out. But with other people, you have to be more forgiving. And it was like, so it was a Christian school, so she narrowed it down to the rules of the Bible. And being a Christian kid growing up, I learned that God is God and His ways are absolute.
Right.
So I had to submit that pathway.
Yeah. And for you, Liam, you were raised in a different kind of environment with sisters, right? Much like myself as well. So were there any kind of systems or things that you normalize about managing conflict just because you were like around girls and things that were kind of normal and acceptable that you had to adjust coming into the world, going to school, making friends, things like that with people of the opposite gender?
I think because I have a younger brother, right?
Okay.
So it was mostly me on top of him. But when he actually now started being on top of me, it was like, okay, let's just call it space. Like, no, like he preferred. It was, we had to talk about power changed at some point. I was like, okay, wait, let's just like let's not just be fighting. Let's not just be fighting again because like I can't do what I used to do before. Let's just change. But with my sister, I think I was more of the calm one for some reason because my sister was more, let me say, active than me. She was more like, I didn't like that you did this, but remember, I was like, why you not my sister? This isn't something that should be daddy. But then when I came into my friendship groups, I felt like I had to think about myself. Like, would I want them to do this to me? So I just put myself in their shoes, and that was how I just solved everything.
Oh yeah, me, I grew up with sisters and brothers.
Okay.
The gap between me and my brothers was a gap whereby all growing up I go to big time. You get, I was confidently, it got to the point where it grew tired at me, but at that point it was no more. I'd passed that stage of like,
the issues were
if you didn't, I'll change it for you. We don't throw hands again or whatever.
Yeah.
But my older sister, I can't lie, when I was younger, I always felt like, well, the guy I used to bully her, I used to do everything. If she's talking about, I used to. In one graceful day, I don't know whether it's the Amadioha or Hercules, we just blessed her. Then they just left us. She beat the she beat the living daylight out of me that day. You know what I'm saying? You know when they beat you, then sat on me. She whooped me
she
that day.
assisted dominance.
You know what I'm saying? So from that day, it was no more. I was all full respect, everything. I was very calm. So from that day, I calmed. We grew that. When we grew that again, it was not time. It was a fight, but I already knew that time. I was more manly. Everything. This is my sister. I can't fight her. So it was. When you see us, you think she killed me, but it was all scratches. I know when girls are angry at me, I was just on it like locking up or like, see, I don't want to hit you. I don't want to say anything. But that day, she beat me well. Yeah, she mended me well. So from that day, it was all full respect. And after she beat me like that, and now the younger sisters know now. We try to fight. No, I'll just literally shout and after she cry or something like that. Yeah. But yeah.
So she resets you.
She very dope factory resets. I understood. So I was okay. You know what? Girls can hit too, man. They got it. Yeah. So.
All right, guys.
Respect
thank
yourself.
You so much. I have one last question for everyone. What do you think men are often needing but do not express when they're in conflict with each other?
When they're conflict with each other.
Yes. What is the thing that you feel like men actually need in those conflicts that they don't or never express, never get the opportunity to express?
I think sometimes they need to actually talk some things out. Because a lot of stuff just gets brushed off. And I'm just like...
But does that burden exist?
What do you mean?
Like, the things that you don't talk about, do they genuinely fade away? Or are there times where it actually then becomes something just kind of sitting there?
You might just not talk about it, then you don't know that it's sitting there with you.
But that's how I think grows resentment.
That's what I'm saying. So you might not know something.
Sometimes you yourself, you're not aware of it.
You yourself, you might be acting some way or you feeling some way towards, like, let me say you might feel some way, but you don't know what is making you feel. You don't know that if to say we don't hear this thing, you probably heard the side of the story or what led to that decision. You might have fully. Because yes, in your head, you're forgive you nothing.
If you look at his logic, if he gives out the logic to you and it makes sense, you won't be upset.
Exactly.
Because if you look at yourself in that same situation,
like perspective,
common sense.
If there's something where I don't do to an extent,
he would hash out. So I genuinely think it's speaking to find the logic behind the action, not really the action or the person.
So you think those conversations are necessary to understand each other?
Like, if you can get some, but it's not all the time perspective is needed, because sometimes you just don't need.
Sometimes literally is what it is.
You just take it and go. Like the person that showed you his hand, move on. But then also it depends on the type of relationship of the person that you have a conflict with. If it's someone that's close to you, you can look for the logic. But if it's just your Saturday morning guy, leave me alone now.
At D&D now. Oh, I will see your missed calls.
And Leah, what do you think for women often goes unheard or unacknowledged when they're in conflict?
Most of female conflict is like verbal.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like you're listening to reply, not listening to understand. Like what you did genuinely, like this is how I felt about it. And sometimes it can be like a family thing, like this is how I feel when people do this to me. Like just understand
Like it comes from somewhere.
Yes, like it's coming from someone. I just want you to understand. But you're just like, but the way you spoke to me, I didn't like it. That's not what I'm trying to say. Let's talk about this one first. Then how my reaction, because I wouldn't have reacted that way if you didn't do this.
Trigger me that way.
Exactly. So just listen to why I reacted that way. And this is why this thing hurts me. Because some people don't think what they do hurts other people. Like me now, if you use my spoon, I can flip. Like use my cutlery, like my straw.
Yeah.
I can flip the table. But some people like they don't care. And if you tell some people that, they'll be like, well, it's not that deep.
Yeah.
But to you it's deep. So just listen to understand what I'm saying, and I think we can actually just solve it.
I agree. I think my answer would be the same in terms of like what goes unacknowledged. I think it's really that fact that actions or would I say reactions come from triggers, right? It's like there's always an underlying issue. There's always something that there's a button you've pressed in me that has made me react that way. And sometimes it's not about the conversation, it's not about the conflict that we are having, but I think that often goes unacknowledged amongst women, just because everybody has their own thing. So sometimes it makes us not as empathetic because it's like, okay, you have your own thing, I have my own thing too. So
sometimes it's premeditated, like it's something you've been doing. And now you just, your cup is full. I don't like this thing that you do.
Yeah. So I think you mentioned it before. To it again. You're asking to be written off. But yeah, thank you guys so much. This has been such an interesting conversation, honestly. Have you guys had a good time? I love that.
Thank you for the invite.
Thank you so much.
So you heard it here. We've shared on our perspectives on conflict across different genders, what we know, what we're still learning, and what we hope to do differently in the future. So try this out and let us know what you think. Bye.